Dr. Boo Nygren, Tevagan Hodzanda, Hanet Nikitchen honestly. A DJ Gonan da and the show 5 o'clock to 1 o'clock Hada Kisigi Thursday. See Yego Shitlin. Hodoshin House Dozish upcoming appreciation days. July 12th is Cow Appreciation Day, created by Chick-fil-A in 2005. This day celebrates cow contributions to our lives. Navajos have a long history with cattle and livestock, celebrated by learning about range management, livestock care with local organizations. Deshin Hodopeg Kashi de Nebe, the Halonigi do Big Kashi Dilzinigi, Beni Nache Kayapa Hayado, Beni Nache Danjono, Babe Tahya, Hot Ehigi. July 12th. Local announcements. Missing people's reports from the Navajo Police Department. From this week, the Window Rock Police District, 28-year-old Shavana Begay was last seen Friday, July 5th in St. Michael's housing area. She's 5'3", 130 pounds, has brown eyes. Last seen entering an orange 2024 Chevrolet Trax with AZ license plate, HPA 135. If you have information, call Window Rock Police, 928-871-6111. From Tuba City Police District, 57-year-old Frankie Akon was last seen Sunday, June 30th in Tuba City. 5'10", 145 pounds. If you have any information, Tuba City Police, 928-283-3111. The following people have been found. Johnny Benali, last reported missing Monday, July 1st, has been located and is safe. Jonathan Michael Nelson has been located. A message from the Division of Social Services. As the summer heat sets in, staying hydrated is essential. Dehydration can lead to fatigue, dizziness, heat stroke. Water sustains and nourishes us. Carry a water bottle, encourage water intake, and check on vulnerable individuals. Remember, water is life. Together we thrive. Division of Social Services. Because anigi yego an the sinzainegi don kaalchin don kamadon kajada. Because that no eat they stewie beninacha. Hajotron datli to alkida not ben kitayada hot etuli. Also, a message from the Department of Health. During hot weather, watch for signs of heat exhaustion. If someone is experiencing heavy sweating, nausea, or fainting, you can help by moving them into a cool place, giving them water, placing cool, wet towels on their body. If symptoms worsen, seek medical help immediately. The Department of Health has anagitite stuigi bininache khayde da toba de londo ayod batahones gan halando yego bihil tu hinzo toba da do karto alada eda anagin da do sohda bigida do tho hajo bigida alkida not indo asi yego hit or bihil tu eshi zeil ino bichida do khel do bichida hodosne. A message from our Navajo Nation Forestry Department. Be mindful of fire safety during the summer, especially with fire restrictions in place. Since the executive order on fire restrictions, BIA, Navajo Region Fire Management, and other agencies have responded to 12 human-caused fires, burning 28 acres. No open fire. Dispose of trash properly. Report illegal burning to authorities. Preventing wildfires is everyone's responsibility. Let's protect our landscapes and keep our communities safe. Tishin hodo that they stuigi bini nache doa siye gonta hol seigi bini nache chilado hodina that do tleto e bini nache siego konta del tlegi tlota siego hodo do tlegi bini nache hajobi that no ito paata honosin aho yanda yego hodo tlegi do dani zinda di keya si bata si tke eshi e bini nache siego paata holya. Frequently asked questions. How do I apply for burial assistance for my family member? Division of Social Services offers financial assistance for burial services subject to budget availability for Navajo Nation residents. Required documents: the deceased's driver's license or ID, social security, certificate of Indian blood, income verification, and an invoice from the mortuary. DSS has offices in Chinle, Crown Point, Delcon, Gallup, Ganado, Shiprock, Tuba City, and Window Rock. For more information, visit www.nnDSS.org/burial assistance or call 928-871-7986. Dishi hoda hada hot ihanda kikedan linigi. Inada banada de lehigi Chicago walti the neba Washington do ye kan da loigi di hwa hinda si zinigi do bidanil anda hanegi e honda hodosne e shibik abaho zinigi e peso hane lans sozigi e bik the nebe ka da ye tlate natti de arlate peso bi honal igi hot enda bidanil anito kan decha ado honne nanigi life lesson. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. Chief Joseph said, I believe much trouble and blood would have been saved if we opened our hearts more. As Navajos, we face challenges daily, from decades of long efforts to achieve our water rights settlements to unwanted uranium transportation, personal and professional difficulties, the passing of loved ones, and the financial hardships. Act with respect, appreciation for everyone. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Lead with integrity, never losing sight of the goodness and humanity. Tishin hoda de kuigoshi nat ani bada hadel zenigibini nachip. Hajol ke dan not do ha ishiya se yego da nahot do kitchena hui nande don nasko belcho gasle hajo nsaha kesigibe e hoto nzgono na nishido lil. A few of the week's accomplishments. Dishi hojo kushi skanda nde shlas anigi honne peso had the shla $7 million change labs but you hoto litin le tode nest is it bechaz anede yego de ne na niste yos gerigido na nishahede shwal danzo yan sida kesigi ebini nache peso batai nilto balaho biga tabat no chun le ode le kinlande da tot hat de hare da kinlande da shato nilchin zo de kuigo shi alla tenzin senal sosto haila bini nache nato niligi bahozino ta no da hot ene di peso bjo hodelia ijod nebe ke abaka ke da honit enigi se yego ke don hida le Washington bedet igido di wa de nebe Washington bedet igi bini nache ashon batai nilo leta nenigi joba laganik ache equity da nilim eshi to gespada hozendo le khawshi yegon ke de neto anni hanot anigida peso batai nilo na niste yosge de huinzo Anjono $7 million hadadilia. I signed an intergovernmental agreement between the Division of Community Development and the Navajo Hopi Land Commission. The IGA allocates $14 million from the FRF office to the Navajo Hopi Land Commission office for purchasing and delivering modular homes to eligible residents of the former Bennett Freeze and the Navajo partition land. The IGA allows the division to purchase and work with Division of Community Development to use its IDIQ method to purchase modular homes. Eligibility for homes will be determined by the Land Commission office based on need, and a list of qualified individuals and residents will be provided to DCD. DCD will then issue work orders to modular home vendors. The IGA mitigates the devastating impact of these federal laws, which forced thousands of Navajo families into poverty. Many were relocated out of necessity, while those in the Bennett Freeze received no benefits during the 40-year freeze, which was finally lifted by President Barack Obama over a decade ago. On Monday, 2 Arizona U.S. senators and 4 Arizona congressmen introduced the federal legislation to authorize the largest Indian water rights settlement in history. The Northeastern Arizona Indian Water Rights Settlement resolves water rights claims for Navajo, Hopi, San Juan, Southern Paiute tribes, providing $5 billion for pipelines and other infrastructure, granting reservation land to the Paiutes. If authorized by Congress, this bill will deliver drinking water to thousands of Navajos across the Navajo Nation for the first time. The water projects include the Inaba-Pa-Tuaquati-Si pipeline, the Southwest Navajo Regional Project, the Ganado Area Project, the Code Talker Lateral, the Black Mesa Project, the Four Corners Project, the Kayenta Area Project, the Lupton Area Project, local groundwater projects. The settlement quantifies the Navajo Nation's water rights in the Upper Colorado River Basin, the Lower Colorado River Basin, the Little Colorado River Basin. Additionally, it ensures the Navajo Nation is entitled to all groundwater underlying the Navajo Nation and all Little Colorado River and wash waters that reach the Navajo Nation. The Navajo Department of Health collaborated with the Wings of America to sponsor summer running workshops. Each year, Wings director Dustin Martin and his team visit Navajo communities to sign up kids for running workshops. Running has always been a part of Navajo culture, with the tradition of running each morning to greet the rising sun. Many Navajo high school runners have gone on to compete at collegiate level in national competitions in the New York and Boston Marathon. Some have even qualified for the Olympic time trials. At Wings of America workshop, kids gain insight into running, receive health and wellness tips from Dustin's team. The Navajo Department of Health provided funds to help Wings of America host additional camps. The Good Health and Wellness in Indian Country program and the Navajo Division of Behavioral Health and Mental Health Services provided health messages and educate to our Navajo youth participating in the camp. This year, Hojo, Kitten Catchin, at the Dals Taigi, Ndale Tkehigidon, Zagon Sada, the Loigi. Bini Natchin, Le Peso Sabacho Hodel, Yaroi Natchin, Yen Dal Nishigi, Wings of America, Hot on Jono, Natan Tinchi, Beach Hodai Lado, where Shida Shilles Anigi, Peso Ye da Sorigiti, or Hajota Hayan, Hat Nenigi, Sadi Hadas Z. Major projects I am working on. The Division of Social Services Financial Assistant Unit will close out this fiscal year's School Clothing Assistant Fund. At the end of the third quarter, the Division of Social Service Financial Unit reported assisting 10,006 children, Navajo nationwide, with school clothing and supplies. Each of the 5 Navajo agencies aims to provide school clothing and supplies for up to 3,000 children a year. Check with your local financial assistance unit with Division of Social Services. They will continue to accept applications till they have provided services to 3,000 children. More information at ndss.org/Navajo-school-clothing-school-supplies-program or call 928-871-7986. Dishi hoja shada inishigin Division of Social Services. Nikas chinda na da bebakan da awigi. You start 12,000 hunne la de nem nikas chinba ka o wadonda. Beso wabe be na inishigin a stinge. Got 10,000 hunne non catchin baka o wado ban kislahojo. Ne got fourth quarter be he kahegi bininache. Kat den nada dozil. Ada shin jono hanesh hanna hodolni. At end at 12,000 hunne na chin years baka be baka o wado shil nada hodolni. Ada day nothing shige head gedini dolelto. OPVP progress on housing. This past week, I met with the Navajo Hopi Land Commission Office, Navajo Nation Veteran Administration, Division of Community Development to discuss housing initiatives. The Navajo Nation Veteran Administration currently has 14 homes under construction for our veterans. Additionally, Navajo Code Talker John Kinsel's home is under construction, expected to be completed by the end of the month. NDOT outreach events highlighted the need for road maintenance. NDOT Director Tom Platero and his staff focused on streamlining operations to enhance NDOT's budget and resources for road maintenance. Director Platero's team is optimizing the use of federal dollars to ensure every dollar benefits our road infrastructure. This commitment to improving operational efficiency seeks to address road condition issues and improve transportation safety across the Navajo Nation. This initiative demonstrates NDOT's dedication to providing better services infrastructure to the community, proactively tackling finances and operational challenges to make significant strides in road maintenance and infrastructure development. Dijo hoje shata initiative atkin bina initiative. Go na so stop hota initiative da do kansto de na huichin kitchen da halnehigi to team beke dest igi hajo che dolni da no dan da halnehigi hajo ben yel che dal dolne. Edo Handa Kansen and Dick as I see Yegon Kaspata Hojo, do the Quigo Shikat a teen but the Inishigi, Abetanil Anito Barkis La Hojo. The Office of the Controller has begun revamping operations by implementing enterprise resource planning software. One of my key promises was to improve government processes for efficiencies and timely service. The current methods are outdated, slow, and often result in lost paperwork or reliance on hand-delivered paper copies. The Office of the Controller has implemented the Enterprise Resource Planning software to process paperwork all across our Navajo Nation offices. This new program will streamline operations, improve turnaround times, and reduce the overwhelm of our employees and our customers. Several key departments met to plan how to make this transition as smooth as possible, setting goals and expectations, discussing their roles and implementation process, identifying necessary training before the rollout. There is a lot of excitement behind the staff about these changes as they are expected to enhance efficiency and improve team performance. This initiative marks a significant step towards a more efficient and responsive government for the Navajo Nation. Meet and greets. Tleda ne Washington do denansta ari di toba na hat enigi ari na oshkada na ani ye hawan de hawan dan linigi de kuiushi belkilna hasne Senator Mark Kelly, Representative Eli Crane, Representative Siskamati, Representative Debbie Lasko, Representative John Curtis, Utah, Tom Cole, Representative Oklahoma, Sharice Davis, Representative Kansas, Ryan Zinke, Montana, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, New York, Ado Ruben Gallego, Arizona, the Quigos, Honone Lanjono, Ade, Pino, Niyado, Kushishikail, Kid Ade, Tadasha, the Kinalka Ede. Die Toban hat in Yashon, Kaban Sedak, Keston, Keden, the Sozon, Hodo, Nil the Schnoye. Ade Tadashahande, Ado, Ana Pinda, standards 2 o'clock go Hodishailwood, Arokadi, Denaba Washington, Washington, Anagi, Nanashta, Ado Lee, the Mo Yajan Danto, 2nd annual Cody Jesus Invitational, focused on our children. Standards Kushi 10,000 no Honelan Hiso Kragim, a Head Kadini, the Dihoto, the Hoto rodeo, the bull ride, Hone not Bethnit, at the Ilian Soban, Siskis, Division of Social Services, Yisip, Nikachinata, no Setigido, Bahayanigido, Kidesti, the Nenigi, yet. You Chinias added Hada the Kato, Mado, Jado, Nalido, a shade do masanad and long ajik parking neik and a slaw tada do kaha keltahojon yat eta hedi nidigi a hehen kedini dolil. So it was an honor to spend Saturday with all of you. I know we packed Dean Jackson Arena with over 10,000 people. I believe that's probably the largest rodeo ever hosted on Navajo. It was action-packed, and we had fireworks right after. And it was about our children and our families to be there to spend quality time with each other here on the Navajo Nation. And I'll always continue to make sure that I support that. And I want to say thank you to Cody Jesus as well, to him and his family for hosting the Cody Jesus Invitational. On July 3rd, Department of Personnel Management held a fun run walk and job fair in OPVP parking lot. Over 300 participants joined and had a wonderful time. They had registrations, department booths, placing route markers for the run, providing music for Zumba. 14 booths highlighted positions in various programs. I want to express a big thank you to DPM, Special Diabetes Program, Division of General Services, Navajo Land Department for organizing such a great event. Our staff showed an excellent teamwork throughout the day, and we look forward to hiring many people here to work for our government. Upcoming events this weekend, 2 agency council meetings. July 13, Central Agency Council meeting will be held at Solani Cottonwood Chapter starting at 9 a.m. On that same day, Fort Defiance Agency Council meeting at Fort Defiance Chapter House starting at 9 a.m. You can hear directly from the chapter leaders, and I'm going to try to do my best to attend both of them as well, too. But it's going to take some coordinating because Solani and Fort Defiance, they're not right next to each other. But I'll do my best to see if I can make it to both of them. And also on Monday, the Navajo Nation Council kicks off its summer session. I'll be giving my State of the Navajo Nation address to the council, my quarterly report, and division directors will be there and staff will be there as well, because every single day we try to address the social ills that we face and how our administration can help alleviate some of that. This weekend is the commemoration of the largest radioactive accidents in the United States. The Redwater Pond Road Community Association and the Pipeline Road Community are hosting the gathering at 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. to call for leadership from the Navajo Nation to address the legacy of past uranium mining. This marks 45 years since the uranium spill occurred. Division Director Stephen at City will be there in attendance, and I'm going to do my very best to try to be there. As president, I made it very clear where I stand on trying to help and prevent our communities from getting themselves out of these situations. So again, and then a signing ceremony is going to happen. I'm looking forward to participating in signing the ceremony for $18 million road improvement for Denahotso Community Road and Bridge. Denahotso de Kedahonot Enigim, Holdina Goshim. Nalsos hadde de slilto tien bayat can jedol nil in 6461 and in 6460 $18 million. Haro Horoshi a hehe nan kadini the letia hodo the Nebanant President of the Navajo Nation, Dr. Nygren, Hoje Thursday, Nahol Zisha 1:00, 5:30, Hada Kisigi, a Hehe, Hidini, the Lito Hajo, a Kidanot, do Hajo, Chiadas, Kido Hode, Shishles, Anigi, Huijin Hanses, Case to Abidanil, Anito, Nasco, ye can't skinlo that, Bini Yep, Hode, Tada di Kak and the snow yet shut that inish ebe a head Hidini the Lahua shut cheda the Zingidon Jonon Hansida Kesigi head ole Arato Ahonanot the in Ketalon Jonon Kikinada Hajutlo Nade no cattle ebe Hagone do next Thursday Shinhoro and then Gitchina Honade Schlich.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lisa Jim. I'm the Executive Director of the Fiscal Recovery Fund Office. Welcome. I just like to remind everybody to stay hydrated, stay safe with all these high temperatures. But today here in Winter Rock it is cloudy, so we're grateful for that. I'll be giving you an update. What we are currently working on at the Fiscal Recovery Fund Office are the ARPA funds. Per legislation CMY 2824, these ARPA funds were amended and they were given to the Revenue Replacement Reserve and General Funds, the ones that were unencumbered and unobligated. Those are the worksheets that we are currently working on now as to the chapter projects, the 211 million for the delegate regions. Those are the ones that are priority. We're working on those currently now. And we're working with OMB to get those new business units established, since some of them will remain under ARPA Fiscal Recovery Funds. Some of them will be moving over to the Revenue Replacement General Fund. And then we're also working on balances on those. Again, we're meeting with the different offices, Office of Management and Budget and Office of the Controller. And there's two sections within those two programs. We're first working with the contract accounting section. Now we'll be working with the general accounting section, because they'll be handling general funds. And the same with the Office of Management and Budget, OMB. We are working with the Office of Contracts and Grants. Now we will be working with the budget section because they handle the general funds. But right now they are currently in the FY 25 budget process. So we're going to give them some time to finish that and work on that, because that too has on that as well. What we have here now is the expenditure plans that were already approved. We're reviewing those. We're doing summary change forms to get those done and get that money moved over. And then we also have the overall ARPA funding report as of June 15th. Again, this is on our website, www.frf.navajo-nsn.gov. There you can go find a lot of our reports. And here we have overall summary status as June 15th, status of business units account approval and setup in FMIS. So the first one, the business unit account approved by council, signed by the president, and set up in FMIS is $1,169,667,572.05. That's 94.7% the total. So that gives us 509 business units. Business units are the accounts that we set up here in the Navajo Nation to show which each project is. And then the business unit tells us if it's, ARPA fund, if it's general fund, whatever it is, land claim, scholarship, the casino monies from the casino, the gaming fund. The business unit will tell us all that, whether it's a K account, whether it's a numbered account, whether it has a different number like NRC. That's what the business unit tells us. So we have 509 ARPA business units. Part 2, the business units approved by council, signed by the president, and sitting and pending setup in FMIS. We have 2,120,800 of those, and those are 9 business unit accounts. Now those are active funds without business units. And then part 3 is earmarked awaiting allocation is 107,673,091.56. That's 52% of the total. And the overall total amount is 2,461,436.61. That's 100%, and that's 518 business units total. Now we're looking at the amount that's been expended and encumbered, which has been spent. That's 1,229,875.35 and that's 59.1% of the amount. We still have 849,586,427.79 to be expended. That's 40%. Now the actual expended only, we have 854,174,466.02, which is 41%. Now the duration of the timeline was from March 2021 to December 2026. That's 69 months. So now from March 2021 to June 2024, we went through 39 months. We still have a few months remaining, but we're halfway, 56% halfway. We have all these reports available on our website. And then what we're also working on is the line item veto by the president. He had vetoed in CMY 2824 the projects that were set aside that were recommended for Division of Economic Development, and additional funding also that went to the delegate regions. The president had vetoed that, so we're working on that amount and those funds, but right now they're currently held in the unallocated account because those funds were vetoed. They were now held in the unallocated ARPA funding account, ready to be allocated. We are also processing a lot of these business units that are staying with the chapters under ARPA. Those funds are still there and they're still moving forward. The ones that are getting the new business units those are the ones that we're currently working on. And those are all the 24 delegate regions. And we have a worksheet provided on that, how much is staying in ARPA and how much is staying on revenue replacement reserve. Those still equal to 8.8 million. Those are all still there, still intact. And that's currently what we're working on. The next we'll be working on the central support, administrative support costs. Those are the offices like mine that are 100% ARPA funded. And those are another one that we're working on. The personnel are still there. So we still have the personnel to work on all these projects. We're still working on our new office building, administrative office building that we have that is being built in San Benito. We're still just needing the parking lot and some curbs, and then some culverts. So they're looking on the road and the right of ways and clearances for all of that. All that needs permits, and that's currently what we're working on. And we're just being busy trying to help Navajo Nation with all of these projects, chapter projects, whether it be purchasing heavy equipment, whether it be bathroom additions, chapter warehouses, whatever the chapter workers, whatever the chapter had been allocated their funds for, that's what we are currently working on. We still have some projects that are coming in that people would like to see reviewed. Those we have there too at the office. And currently, we are just grateful to be where we're at with this whole process, that we're making progress, that we're hearing that houses are being built, that water is being turned on, that lights are being turned on, that people are given water. So now we're grateful for all what is happening so far. And we'd just like to thank all of you, those of you who are patient with us, those of you who come to us for assistance. We're just grateful for all that. And we'll just continue working on behalf of the Navajo Nation. Thank you.
Yate, good afternoon. Ari Daismaslagi Kodosh Kwasane Shay Kodo Tony Skrulanis, Division Director for the Division of Economic Development. Todachin Dinan Shleto Tachini and a Lithuanian Epashin Lay Tlane Dashe. I come from Black Mesa, Holieto, big mountain. It's on that same mesa. Today I wanted to talk about I was kind of on a we just brought on some interns, and we met with some of our entrepreneurs. In the last couple of weeks, we've been meeting with different entrepreneurs, and I wanted to really talk about that today. There's a couple of sectors that are really I wanted to highlight. Yeah. One of them, and this is something that I know President Nygren really believes in, and the first one is the sheep herders. There's a lot of sheep herders on Navajo still, and a lot of them they still herd their sheep the old way, And I was raised by sheep herders. My family, we still have a flock, and so we've been looking at different facets of helping our herders and creating the markets around their this tradition, And I apologize with my voice. I'm getting over a cold. But what we're looking at is we are supporting. We just one of the places where we approved a co-op recently. We've set up the first Navajo farming cooperative under the Navajo Nation Corporation Code, and they're called the Ko Family Farmers down in Curly Valley in Tuba City. I'm sure you know some of those farmers, Rosemary Williams, Dan Williams, many others that are down there, and they formed a co-op around farming. But what's really unique about what they're doing is, the base part of what they're doing is really keeping the old farming methods alive. Like from a long time ago, they're you're taught certain values and of how to raise crops traditionally. So Rosemary and her family, they and the farmers there, they all do like a seed bank. They take the hardiest seeds and they preserve it, and then they integrate it into the planting for the prior years. And it's all like cataloged and really just hyper analyzed. The other part is that they use organic methods to keep out pests, and they also really use minimal water. Even in Curly Valley, some years I know Rosemary and her family, they only like water. They do one time like flood irrigation. And yet the yield, acres and acres of really strong yield, and so and they create all kinds of products off that. Tadadine, blue corn, which is used by our tribe, but also neighboring tribes. So it's really they're what these guys want to do is then kind of translate that to a facility that takes this and creates like a produce to go to market. They want to like package their products, and they want to also work on like food products, like traditional food products, and so that's something that we've been working with the farmers. Not only do we incorporate them, we're looking to provide them like space, to so they can apply for grants. I know they have a fiscal agent, and they're applying for like federal grants, USDA grants, and they want to build a processing center for that. But in addition, I know that they want to create a meat product, like a processing center for like beef and lamb meat or sheep meat. And again, this is one of the things that's really been challenging for our herders and our ranchers is how do you process this meat if you want to and I've been involved in some of this feasibility studies where we talk to like the butcher shops and the meat shops in the area and some of the restaurants, even some of the big name restaurants. They all really desire like Navajo lamb. It's considered a premium, and they're the same with like our Navajo beef. The way there's a lot of quality control, and there's really a lot of use of like traditional knowledge to raise these products, these sheep and these cattle. And so there's a massive market for those, but the challenge has been like, where do you actually process that? So I know some of the sheep herders and ranchers that do sell locally, they have to transport their animals to like a processing center. There's one in, I think, Perkinsville, out by Prescott. There's one in I know there's one in Colorado, and I think there's one in like near Kirtland, but again, I don't know if that's really like an actual full-on processing center. But they transport them there, and the costs are just exorbitant, But the other thing that I know there's a concern about is just how the processing is done. It's important that it be done really respectfully, and I think the goal is really a meat that's really kind of healing, and the way we raise crops, like the way we raise corn, a lot of Navajos, like what I'm talking about, these farmers in Curly Valley, they really they follow their sacred planting and crop raising methods. They still have like certain types of ceremonies that they do. They still sing to the crops. They follow all these traditional protocols. The same goes for sheep herders. There's traditional sheep herders out there, and they follow very strict. They know how to flavor the meats. We did a session with herders, just understanding what kind of plants do what. Azale, Dawuji, Awetsa. They were all talking about all these different plants and what it does to to kind of tenderize or sweeten or kind of make it a little saltier. Maybe make it taste like of Navajo land. And so also the Navajos, they really understand the breeding, just the same as the seed bank for the farmers. The Navajos really understand like what breeds, how much water each breed takes, just kind of how you herd each breed, and there is some showcase of that. So there's a massive product for that. The way it's raised, the way it's processed, it becomes like almost like ultimate healing food, ultimate health food. The Navajo churro, if it's herded like that, if it's one of the hardier breeds, there was a study out of Oregon where they were following these same type of protocols, and they found that sheep meat had omega-3 content, almost like wild salmon. So sheep meat starts getting really into a really different category if you raise it kind of following these Navajo protocols. So that's one part of it, is that we're working a lot in this arena. We want to help do this processing center, but that works on produce and also sheep herding. But we also want to address the grocery store needs. We really are in a food desert. There's only 13 grocery stores on Navajo, so we're overly dependent on really just a few grocery stores. like Bashes and a couple of others. And we and a lot of those stores, they don't buy from our local farmers, they don't buy from our local herders, our local ranchers. So what we want to do is, and again, that the communities have approached us. We've been approached by an entrepreneur in Nashchiti, and Tohatchi area, and then one in the farmers from Curly Valley, and they want to create like an independent grocery store through this co-op model, And I really like the idea. I think it's how innovation is happening throughout the world, because it'll support our local. Every one of those herders become like a small business, and every one of those farmers that participate become like a small business. And there's a quality assurance way to get those products into the grocery store, and hopefully to a bigger channel. So it's something that we're really supportive. We're finding land for this initiative because we really want to see it happen. Some of the entrepreneurs already have land, so that's something that we're mobilizing on our side. We're bringing on like summer interns, and we just brought on like an economic graduate that's going to help us, and work with these individual entrepreneurs. But another part of it is the wool. We're actually going to have like a week of wool buy, because there's been a real lack of wool purchase for Navajo wool. But where we're coming in is, and I really appreciate what the Navajo Nation Department of Agriculture, Division of Natural Resources, what they're doing. Even my aunt, she texted me the other day. She goes, "Son, we got to figure out what we're gonna do with all this wool." And so I was just sending her the dates, and because our people, we don't want to just waste that, and so but a lot of Navajos we have all kinds of sheep too, and all kinds of wool. So it's going to be interesting how what the ultimate end use is for this wool. But where we're coming is we want to create like just exactly how I talked about the products for produce, the products for sheep meat, we want to really work on the wool. And so we started talking to an entrepreneur, and I was very fortunate to meet with I took some of our Navajo entrepreneurs, one of the Navajo Times writers, and well, he's actually like an independent writer, and we met with this company called Thunder Voice Company, and they actually have manufacturing space. They're actually producing like world-class hats. People like Miley Cyrus's dad, Billy Ray Cyrus. He wore that in one of his recent awards shows. You have just all kinds of really well-known Hollywood types really starting to purchase these types of products. But we want to create like one of the things that the family under Thunder Voice Company wants to do is create like a wool products, actual wool, like blankets and things like that. And that really is spurring us to really start looking at what can we do to support that? We really need to create products that build around our ancient tradition of herding. We still have a couple of thousand Navajo sheep herders, and we need to create like a capacity building for them, and build like wool mills and product like outlets, so we get them into these like now that you're starting to see a lot of copycatting of our products all over the world, and we really have to just stay on top of it and keep offering our products and things that are produced on Navajo. So again, I brought on an intern for that this summer, and also we have some staff that are really working on that also. So I just wanted to give you a highlight of some of our traditional products that we're looking at Maybe next time we can even talk. We really are promoting things like restaurants that serve some of our traditional foods, because tourists, they want to learn about us. So we've been studying even things like agricultural tourism, and we've been actually taking our team here to see, what a farm that does this looks like, what a place that raises these kinds of animals looks like, and what are the opportunities to actually bring visitors there. So those are the kinds of things we're doing, and I just wanted to share that with you today. And I totally appreciate all of you. Take care of yourselves out there, and we'll see you on the next conversation.
Thank you. Another way the executive branch. Urban Mitchell yet what it's eating. It's was thinking I need to say. Naga need to another add on the vision of community development. RJ is not necessary. I'll just do a quick overview on the FY25 budget for the chapters. So all you folks that are listening, we have 110 chapters. I'm pretty sure you're registered with one of these chapters. So it's good to know that how much money will be going down to the chapters. We have a number of pots of money that goes to the chapters. So for the first pot is 12.2 million that goes to the chapters, 110 chapters. Those are for personnel. There's 2 personnel that are employed at each chapter. So this 12.2 will cover their salary, their fringe benefit, and then also some insurance requirement that is tied to their employment, like workman's comp and all that. So all the 110 chapters, the 2 personnel will be covered under this 12.2 million. Although the other pot of money is 13.8 million. We call it non-admin. When we say non-admin, it should be going to PEP, scholarship, also summer youth employment, emergency, and LGA. So that's a pot of money that goes down to the chapter. And we give it in a lump sum, and we let the chapters budget where these 5 items that I mentioned. So it's really up to the chapter on where they need to put the money. Like, let's say that they need more monies in scholarship, they can put it there. If they need more monies in PEP or summer youth employment. But right now, the summer youth employment, the chapters, 110 chapters, we have 3 million that is unspent money. So a lot of these chapters have enough money. There's only quite a few that are probably near zero balance or some, or I think a couple of chapters are in the red. So the legislation, there was 2 legislation that was introduced, but it didn't pass the Navajo Nation Council. There was another legislation that was introduced this week, but I don't think it'll be on the Navajo Nation Council's summer session agenda. That was for the summer youth employment. Like I said, there's monies out there. Most of the chapters have monies. And then one of the recommendations that I did to the chapter is that if you need more money for summer student, you can do a transfer from PEP, making sure that there's a documentation, written documentation, meaning that let it be approved by resolution by the membership that you did a transfer. So that's one pot of money that is out there for every year. The other pot of money is chapter official stipend. There's 4.1 million that goes out to the 110 chapters. There's 3 chapter officials at each chapter. So, it's for 24 chapter and planning meeting. Then there's 4 agency council meetings. And I believe there's 2 district meetings that is within this 4.1 million for chapter stipend. So, but another the chapter stipend. The other part of money that goes out is the chapter claims money. There's 1.5 interest. There's a while back there was a a lawsuit that happened. Although there's money that was won, it's that money is earning interest. So the 110 chapters use that interest, 1.5 million for chapter claim. They can use that for chapter operations, like paying utility bills and all that. Although there's another pot of money, chapter scholarship, that's also a claim money. Not very much money in this pot, only 196,000. So ADA scholarship, so altogether, if you add all these allocations for the chapters, there's 32,161,243. That is a proposed budget for the upcoming fiscal year FY25 for the chapter. So what's going to happen right now is that legislation will be created, and then also oversight committee will happen. Then finally, at the end, Navajo Nation Council will approve this budget, and probably in September. Then the last action is done by the president in mid-September. So October 1st. There's 32.1 million that is going to the chapters. And then the way what happens is that once president signs the budget resolution, the chapter needs to approve these budgets so they can start spending down on these budgets. Also, just for your information, under community okay. Let's put technical difficulty in here. Mr. Mitchell's. It's going on 6 minutes. Yeah.